Good morning, my friends. Hope you're all doing well. I forgot my microphones at work, so I hope you can still hear me. So this is somewhat of a test, and I forgot one of my lights, and well, it's just one of those days. I promised one of my subscribers that I would use this little guy. This is the Maybelline Superstay. Can't see what it says anymore. Sorry. Maybelline Superstay Lumi Matte Foundation, and I'm in C20. I picked this up when I was in Japan this summer because it hadn't released over here yet, but now it since has. So yesterday I mixed it with the Say Super Glowy Gel. Right now I just have moisturizer on, so I'm gonna use a wet sponge. This one looks dirty, but it's actually super clean. It's just something has stained it. I have washed it about 1,000 times. So I'm using a damp sponge because I am so dehydrated. And on my face, I just have my Embryolisse normal moisturizer. We'll see how this goes. I just got out of the shower, so I am a bit red. I always turn red when I shower, even though I don't shower super hot. But it's very good to use a damp sponge when you need a little bit more hydration and when you want it a little bit thinner, because this one can get really high coverage, and I don't want it to be too high coverage because I don't need it for work. I have meetings all day and I'm gonna film a bit. That's why I have all my stuff at work. I'm doing mini videos when I'm preparing for the antique show that we're doing. It's like an exhibition. So there we go. I hope you can all see it despite me not having the proper lights. And it's not sunny outside, it's snowing again. Yay. I'm really looking forward to spring now. It's been a very nice winter with a lot of snow, but you are getting rather tired of seeing snow when you've had it consistently for the last 2-3 months. Well, we did have snow a bit in early December, and then it disappeared, and then after Christmas it has been snow consistently, and it's been very cold. We have had an average around -7, so but that's nice because then the snow stays. Right now it's been around 0 degrees the last 2 days, so we have a nice slush outside. Everything is grayish, which is not too fun. I am going to powder it down a little bit using my Linda Hallberg blotting powder. I don't think I need to powder this one down very much, but it's just my T-zone. And I don't get really oily right now because it's so dry everywhere. It feels like it's more of a precaution just in case. So there we go, skin done. I'm done using my Urban Decay Trusted True Friend Primer Potion. Oh, I have a cat hair somewhere. Oh. It's not good kissing your cats when you just applied face cream. It's a good tip to not do, because then you have cat hairs all over your face. I still do, oh my god. And my little Bengal cat, she has the teeniest, tiniest hairs. They're so short. You can feel them, but you can't see them, especially not when you're not wearing glasses. So, primer potion is on. So we're going to continue my little Natasha Denona mini trial. Today I'm going to use this one. It looks rather warm, but I'm going to put on my brown jumper on top. So I'm going to keep it to the browns today. This is the Mini Nude palette. If you're new here, I'm just going through doing one of my mini palettes a day. And I'm going to show you. This is not all of them. I have a few more. I have a bunch. So I'm trying these. I'm using one a day until I've finished them all, and then I'm going to do my top 5, which ones I really like and why. I'm already quite certain of one that I'm going to have in my top 3, because that's the palette I use most of all my palettes, I think. You already know which one that is. But I'm going to try all of them, because this one, for instance, I haven't used in a while. The warmer leaning ones I don't use as much as the cooler leaning ones. And that's just, I mean, in winter time, I tend to get more cool. Whilst in the summertime, I tend to wear less makeup. But then I can use more warm colors. So it's mostly like in the autumn that I wear these kind of colors. But I'm going to use it today for you. So I haven't used this one in quite a while. And of course I'm going to start with this one and try to make it as a transition. It does look rather dark, so we'll see. And it does look rather orange. We'll see. At least it will be a look. Yeah, this is very orange on me, but if I'm wearing brown, I'm sure I can get away with it and make it look okay. Hoping for the best. Like I've said before, I'm not really sure what my undertone is. Whenever I've done like those kind of tests, if you follow a girl called Kaki, she's amazing on YouTube. I follow her on Instagram as well, but I really watch her YouTube channel. She is really good at color theory, and she did this video on how to test your color, because I'm still, I mean, I've been enjoying makeup since the 80s technically, but I've been wearing it since the early 90s every day, and I still don't know what my undertone is. And I've been working in a makeup shop and freelancing, but I'm really struggling. And when I did her test, it turned out that I have a teal undertone. So I'm a Smurf, yeah, great fun, which of course makes orange a very contrasting color. So everything that's quite orange leaning is not my best look. So we'll see about this one. And I think it might be true that I have a teal undertone. I don't think I look very blue, but you never know. And of course then you have like overtones. So I have a slightly yellowish overtone on my body, and I have slight reddish tone. Well, I would say it's probably a miscoloration on my face due to, I guess, sun damage or something. Because I only get red on my face. I get very pale on the rest of my body. And I do kind of look like, if I look at my body right now, I look like skimmed milk. So it is, I mean, it does have a slight blue tinge. It's a very weird color. All right, yeah, so this is going to be an orange look, which is not my best, but hey. And I know a lot of people love this one, the little Mini Nude one. I don't think it's going to be my favorite. I am going to try and use these ones. I am going to use that one just to try it, but I don't know. We'll see. There we go. And I am going to use, well, this one is tricky. I think I'm going to use this one on the outer corners, and then this one on the middle of my lid, and then this one as a inner corner highlight. I'm not sure if this one is light enough either. And then I'm going to do a liner with this one. So get your hopes up for me. Oh. Yeah, this is also a little bit orange leaning. It's not as bad as the other one. This one turns very bronzy on me. Now I have an upset cat because I closed the door. Again. This is a very nice color. It's a very bronzy color. I'm then going in, pray for me, with the orange one. Well, I'm guessing Natasha Denona calls this a bronzy one, but to me it's an orange one. Yeah, it's definitely orange for me. Oh my God. Yep. I mean, it's a look. It's okay. This is just not something I would wear in the dead of winter. I'm using the lightest one. This one is actually quite light in color, which is of course very good for me. You want me to continue on with the larger palettes later? Just let me know in the comments, because I don't have all of them, not by a long shot, but I have the old gold, I have the new golden, I have the Metropolis one, love that one, please bring it back, it's incredible. I have the big green and brown one, I have I Need a Nude, my dream palette, I Need a Warm, I have the Roxa, I have the peachy one that I can't remember what it's, something with bloom, blossom. So I do have quite a few Natasha Denona palettes. Natasha Denona, I would say, is my second most favorite form of eyeshadow. My all-time favorite is absolutely hands down Pat McGrath. Her eyeshadows are incredible, but Natasha Denona is a close second. I love hers. The thing with Natasha Denona is I find that she sometimes has slightly weird undertones, at least for me. I'm sure they probably work wonders on some people. I'm not sure if she's rather olive herself, so I'm not sure if they are created for more olive leaning people. But a lot of them tend to warp orange and yellow on me, which Pat McGrath never ever does. I find her colours, well, her eyeshadows in the palette, they tend to stay the way they look, whilst Natasha Denona's tend to warp a bit on me. But I'm not saying that's Natasha Denona's fault by any means. It could be just my weird undertone, as I've said. Yeah, so this is an orange look, but that's fine. I am then taking another little small brush, like this is an old Real Techniques brush. Had this for years. I'm going to go in with the same colors underneath my eye. Just to make it a cohesive orange look. Of course, I need to drag it down a bit to cover up my white eye bags. Then I am taking this little guy. I'm going to take the darkest one at the end of the lash line. I hope you can see well without the lighting. It is very dark outside as well, so I'm unfortunately not getting much help from outside. I'm going to use this one. I think my daughter borrowed my burnt umber mascara yesterday, so that one would have been great with this look. So I will have to use either a blue or a black one today. I think I'm going to go for a black one to be a little bit more neutral. Taking this little brush that I showed you, see, it's just a pointy brush with the darkest shade, using that as an eyeliner. This brush is very good. I've been using it. It's an old one. I think I bought it at Sephora in Miami, probably in 2015, something like that. It was before we had Sephora in Sweden. We haven't had Sephora that long. I'm not sure when actually it's opened up, but I'm guessing it's been around for a little less than 10 years. Sorry, just concentrating. I can't really see well on this eye, so it's always harder when I need to close this one, because everything gets rather fuzzy. This is my bad eye. And I hope it's looking even. We'll see. There we go. I am going to use my finger and get some of the lightest shade on the inner corner, because that will make it pop a little bit more. I'm then going to do the same with the other two, just to increase the color. Sometimes your fingers are just the best tools. Especially when it comes to metallic or foiled eyeshadows. I feel like they act the same way as sponge applicators. There we go. I'm going to take the darkest one as well. And then I'll add some more of the darkest across as a liner. There we go. I think that is it actually. I am going to use this one. Yeah, I'm going to use Cinnamon by Victoria Beckham. Again, I need to sharpen it a bit. There we go. I do go through these quite fast because I use them every day. But this is a nice shade to go with this look. There we go. And then I am going to see if I have another brown mascara, which I probably should have somewhere. I do have an awful lot of mascaras. Let's see, I think the sweet one is actually a brown. Yep. I'm going to use my Swede. Oh, what's this one called? It's not the Cloud. Let's see if I can read what it says. Pro Lash Lift Mascara in dark brown. So it's the Swede one. I do prefer the one with the little clouds on it. That's a really, really good one. This one is fine too, but it has a weird looking wand. So it has brushes and bristles on one side, and then it's just flat on the other one. It's fine. It works. It's just that I prefer the other one. See, let's hope this one doesn't get too clumpy, because it can get a little bit clumpy on me. Just have to comb it through, I guess. Sorry. Well, yep, boo-boo. I'll just wait for that one to dry and then try to flick it off. good thing if it's stuck, if it's quite heavy duty mascara, is to use an old spoolie if you have one. I usually have them at the end of my brushes for brows. Those are really good at like rubbing off mascara splotches, but they need to be dry for that, so please wait until they are completely dry. Otherwise you'll just smudge them around and create a bigger mess that's even harder to remove. The Sweet mascara is also very good. I have huge problems with mascara smudging on me. I have quite hooded eyes and they are quite deep set, and I have long lashes. So it's very problematic area for me, mascara, because I can look like a zebra. I get like all these black stripes across my eyelids, and then I have a little bit, of course, oily eyelids as well, as icing on the cake. So I do need mascaras that I can really rely on, and this is one of them. I have bought, I Lash Princess, for instance, a super duper cheap mascara, absolutely wonderful, beautiful in every single way, but it smudges on me. So I can use that one, but then I need to apply a tubing mascara on the top of my lashes, just to make sure that it doesn't smudge. For most people, I'm sure that's a wonderful mascara. I know my best friend loves it, and I do too. It's just that I need an extra step to have it stay in place. So I normally would work, if I need a mascara to really set, I would wear like a huge mascara, and then I would just like use tubing mascara on the tips, just to be able to make sure that it stays put. But it's worse in the summertime. But now I have the Rum mascaras, which I absolutely adore, and they are tubing mascaras, and they actually give me a lot of volume, because that's been the problem. I like volume in my lashes, and most tubing mascaras just don't give me that. But now the Rum is actually more, it gives me more lashes, so I am going to be very happy wearing those this summer. Just hoping for a brown one. This brush is very easy to work with on your lower lashes. So there we go. I am not sure what kind of... I'm actually not going to use Natasha Denona, I think, as a blush today. I am going to use this Linda Hallberg. It's called The Artist something. Oh, I can't see, it's too tiny letters. It's like The Artist Stick or something like that. And this one was in the shade Sketch. And it is a slightly orange leaning one. It's, well, peachy, I would say. So I think it will go with the look a little bit better. An old BH Cosmetics brush. Oh, this one was intense. I'm sure that this is, most of her stuff is multi-use, so you can use it as on your lips or on your cheeks or on your eyes, things like that. I don't think this was the best choice, to be honest. Doesn't really go with the look that much, but I'll just apply some bronzer on top and it will be fine. There we go. Then I'm going in with my true and trusted friend Farah Humidi and the bronzer in Bois, which is the lightest shade. I've already made a dent in it. I absolutely love this one. This is still, I mean, the best purchase I've done in 2026 thus far. Absolutely, hands down. So happy I got this one. So sometimes the internet is right, which is fun. There has been a few makeup products that influencers have been talking a lot about, and I bought them and I've been like, no, this wasn't for me. But this one is gorgeous. There, it looks better now, it's more cohesive. I'm gonna take some on my bluish white neck. There we go. And then the final step, using my twin thin brow pen by Depend, same as always in the color taupe. I was talking to my friend yesterday and she said, don't you have another, didn't you buy a grey one? And I'm pretty sure I did. Haven't used it that much though. I do know I have one of the single felt tip pens in, I think it's ash brown, but that one goes a lot darker on me. So I like the taupe because it does look, it has a slight grey tone to it, which is obviously what I have in my hair. So it just works out. It works. The color is great. I was planning on watching the Alien 3 movie yesterday, but I was so tired when I came home, so we didn't. We ended up watching an old Batman movie. Well, watching is a strong word. I was scrolling on my iPhone, watching it somewhat. There we go. I think that's it, my friends. I am not sure what I'm going to put on my lips, to be quite honest. I am probably just going to use a lip gloss today. I'm not going to do anything else. This is Flesh Fantasy by Pat McGrath. And I have my Armani one in my bag. So there we go, my friends. This is the look for today. Thank you for sticking with me, and I will see you tomorrow. And I'm hoping that the sound is okay for this video, and I'm sorry about the lighting again. I'll see you soon. Bye.